Hello friends, India has become the first country to achieve all the three basic foundations for DPI. What is DPI? What are its foundations? And what are the next steps which are going to be taken in this? That is what we are going to analyze today. If you want to download this slide, the link is in the description box. If you want to watch this video in Hindi, then you can go to our another channel, that is prepezee. So basically the context is that India is the first country to have achieved all the three foundations for DPI, and in India we are calling it as India Stack. That is the name which has been given. But before we understand what is India Stack, it is important to understand what is DPI or Digital Public Infrastructure. See, digital public infrastructure is something which provides technological foundations for the public service delivery. What do I mean by that? See, let's understand this through an example. Suppose, let's say that government wants to deliver education, which is a basic minimum need for good quality standard of life and for a good future. So now it is the duty of government to provide education to the people who are not able to afford it from private sources. Now, since let's say the government has made many schools, the schools are working well, but sometimes what happens is in some very remote areas where only minuscule habitation are there we are not able to establish any school. Even if we establish the school, let's say teachers are not there. Even if teachers is there, let's say quality of the service of the education is not good. So in that case, what we can do is we can provide them an option that either you go to the school or you can just switch on your laptop or mobile phone and we will be delivering online lectures sitting at Delhi through that. Now for that, in this area, we require internet connectivity. Otherwise, how is it possible to access online lectures without internet? So now we want to deliver internet connectivity to this area. And for that, government has come up with a scheme called as BharatNet. Under BharatNet, government will be providing broadband connections to the village panchayats, which will be then utilized to deliver the public services. And this is what is the digital public infrastructure. The internet connectivity, the laptops, the mobiles which are there, which are kept in the village panchayat, they ensure that public services like education, health or agriculture extension or marketing, such services are delivered to the people who require it. And the infrastructure or the devices or the softwares which are used to do this, that is DPI, Digital Public Infrastructure. If you want to understand this, this is basically an intermediate layer. That is intermediate layer which connects the hardware. And what hardware? Let's say the laptops, the mobiles, the devices, the servers, the data centers, the routers which are providing internet. All these hardwares, they are connected to the apps or the software through this intermediate layer, that is DPI. What is the objective of DPI? Basically, it wants to see to it that India is digitally transformed into a nation which was not able to deliver public services in the past to the people, to a country which is now delivering its public services in a manner in which everyone is able to access it. So we want to take the advantage of increasing digitalization to ensure that the people in the remotest corners are also accessing development just like people situated in urban areas are doing it. We also want to ensure that the citizens are empowered. Why? Because see, it is the citizens who have elected the government. It is the citizens who are paying the taxes on which the government is being run. So it is not it is not something a fanciful or a leisure for a government to provide services to the people. It is the obligation of the government. It is obligation of the authorities, of the IAS, IPS officers to provide those services. And this is not basically anything which they are doing just as a favor to the country, but this is an obligation. This is a duty which they are doing and the citizens have the right to demand it. That is why we are having citizen empowerment and financial inclusion, because otherwise if financial inclusion is not there, then again we are saying that some people are left behind in this race, and therefore it is important to ensure financial inclusion also. But what is important for UPSC is that what are the three foundations of DPI? What are the three foundations which we have achieved? The three foundations are flow of people, money and personal information. Let us understand this in some detail. See, flow of people, what do I mean by that? any service delivery. For that, we need to establish that we are providing this service to the intended recipient. A person who is sitting in the remotest corner of Arunachal Pradesh, I want to deliver my service to this person. A person sitting in Tripura, to which I am unable to connect physically, so I am trying to deliver this service online, digitally. But I need to establish that this is the same person to whom I want to send this service. And for that, what I need to establish the person's identity. And how can I do it? I can do it through Aadhaar. What I can do is that I can ask that person to biometrically identify himself that you are the exact person whom I want to deliver this service to. Let's say I want to send a scholarship amount of, let's say, 10,000 rupees to this person. But how do I ensure that it is being delivered to the right person? Through Aadhaar. I establish it that yes, this person is having the fingerprint or the iris scan which was done at the time of his registry, and therefore the money is being delivered to the correct person. That is how the digital identity can ensure the flow of people, not physically, but yes, digitally. So this is the first point, flow of people. Second is flow of money. How do I ensure flow of money? Now everyone is aware about that. We can have quick real-time settlements through IMPS, through UPI or such other payment interfaces. Flow of money is very easy nowadays. But what is more important is flow of personal information. Now let us understand this in some detail because this is actually a confusing thing. Flow of personal information, what do I mean by that? See, what happens is whenever I am transacting with any other entity, let's say my own institution, we are generating some flow of data. Even when I am clicking on the Facebook post or Twitter, I'm liking those posts, I am seeing videos on YouTube, personal information is being generated. How? Because it is showing that my likes are these things. That is my personal information. And who should control over that information? Only me. Because that is my personal information. Again, let's say I want to get admitted in a college or an institution teaching education. So I go there. Now physically I can do it, but I want to do it online, digitally. So they ask me, okay, if you want to get admitted, first of all, what course are you looking for? Okay, sir, I want to get into BTech. What do you, okay, let us provide us with your personal details. Okay, my name is this, my date of birth is this, and my father's name is this. Then, okay, now provide us with your educational qualifications. Okay, class 10th mark sheet certificate, class 12th mark sheet certificate. And then now provide us with the money. You can pay the amount online. So I have paid this amount. Now, so this flow of data has now happened between me and this institution. Whose information is this? This is my information. I should be having control over this data. That is what we mean by flow of personal information. But you might ask, why is it so important? Why is it so important for me to consent to this personal information, and how is it relevant to the public service delivery? This is my personal information. Yes, it is your personal. But then again, we can extrapolate this information to ensure that the services which are till now not available to you can be available. How? Let's see an example. See, right now, a Kirana shop is there. This Kirana shop wants working capital. That is, it wants some money from banks. Till now it is getting money from money lenders at usurious the interest rates, but now it wants some money from the bank. The bank says that we can only provide you money when we know that you will pay it back. Obviously that should be ensured, otherwise banks will go out of business. So what bank says that, okay, you give us the papers of your shop, then we will give you the money. Okay, I have given it, I received the money. But now I want to say that no, I don't want to give you the papers. I have another piece of data which shows that yes, I can pay you back this money. How? I am issuing e-invoices under GST for the last 1 year. Now, these e-invoices, if I have issued, let's say, e-invoices worth 1 crore of rupees, then it shows that yes, this much of transaction has been done and this much of money has flown from me to the business, to the wholesalers, and from this side to the retailers, to the customers. So now in that sense, the bank will say, okay, if you show us this, that yes, in 1 year you have done a transaction of 1 crore, then okay, we will be very happy to provide you a loan of, let's say, 2 lakh rupees. So what I do is these e-invoices which are stored on the government portal, I make a group of them, I download the PDF and deliver it to the bank. The bank sees it, bank is very happy that this person is having a business of 1 crore. What is rupees 2 lakh to him? He can obviously pay it back and he will also pay the interest. So banks give the loan. And that is how the services, the credit services are insured to a person who till now has no way of accessing this money. No way of accessing this loan. So that is why this is important. The flow of personal information is very, very important. And we are doing this flow through account aggregator. Account aggregator is one which is ensuring that this data is flowing. It is growing. It is starting from the point that is me, my data. And it is going to the point where I intend it to go, that is to the bank. This is the function of account aggregator. And the person, the account aggregator, the entity is using my consent to transfer this data from one point to another. That is how the flow of personal information is being ensured. So these are the 3 points of DPI, that is the 3 foundations: people, money and personal information. Now how we are having these 3 in India? That is being done through India Stack. So here you can see the 3 foundations. The first, the digital identity through Aadhaar. Yes, through Aadhaar I am ensuring. Now second, the flow of money through UPI. That is I am also ensuring. Third is flow of personal information. This I am doing through data empowerment protection architecture. What is this? Basically, the data empowerment protection architecture, it is what ensures that my data is flowing, my personal information is flowing through an account aggregator. This is what the government has come up with. So now the most famous example of India Stack, Jam Trinity. What is Jam Trinity? Jandhan, that is the Jandhan accounts, bank accounts, Aadhaar and mobile. Through these 3 things, we are ensuring that a person is achieving financial inclusion. We have established the Aadhaar, that is the identity of the person. We are ensuring the flow of money and the personal information is there in the mobile. So what is India Stack? See, India Stack is basically India's digital public infrastructure. That is, it is the set of technologies which is ensuring the enablement of digital transformation and flow of information, which is ensuring the development of Indian people. India Stack is having many APIs, that is application programming interfaces, that is the connectivity between government data, which belongs to people, and the third party apps, which ensure the service delivery to the people. So it is having different technical things like computer languages, architecture, libraries. That is not important for us. What we are interested in, that what are the other supporting blocks of this? See, first of all, eKYC. That is, till now, if you wanted to do your KYC with your bank, you had to fill so many forms till now. Now you don't need to do it. What you need to do is, let's say you want to open a Demat account to trade in mutual funds. So you just install this app, let's say Kite from Zerodha or 5paisa or whatever app you want, Sharekhan or whatever. Then you just click submit. You just give your consent checkbox and then click submit. When you just click submit, this app will connect the Demat account to the government data, Aadhaar and such other data. You will have to feed in your OTP and ultimately your eKYC is verified. Now this Demat account company is knowing that you are the person who wants to open this account. They have established your identity. AEPS, Aadhaar enabled payment system. This is also the same thing. It is establishing your identity for payments. Bharat QR, it is providing you QR, that is a personal code. Anyone can scan this code and get your account information on which the money can then be transferred. And IMPS, again a better version of RTGS and NEFT. So what benefits we are seeing, which is the manifestation, which is now showing, which are the examples. See, Digi Yatra. Till now, if you want to go from one place to another, you require Aadhaar and such other documents, identity documents. But Digi Yatra will ensure that through your biometrics, that is your iris scan, your biometric, that is fingerprint scan, you can ensure that the flight operators, they can ensure that you are the same person whose identity is given in this. Similarly, in DigiLocker, you can ensure that all of your documents can be sourced from the original entity which is storing your data. For example, I want my class 10 certificate on my DigiLocker. So I'll just log into CBSE, which is my board. I will provide my roll number and then my document will be fetched and it will be stored in the issued documents. So this is a very important thing. You can now have all your documents stored online only. There is no requirement for physical documents. And the use of UPI has grown so much that we are saying the uptake, that is, people are so much interested in UPI. This is visible. See, in January 2023 alone, 8 billion transactions happened, worth 20 crores of rupees, 200 billions of rupees, and in fact, billions of dollars, not rupees, dollars. And then this was carried out by 30 crore of people and 5 crore merchants. So this is how the uptake, that is, the people have absorbed UPI so much that now we even don't think about that what we are doing. We just simply scan the QR, make the payment, and we show that this payment is done. And the ting happens in Paytm or PhonePe devices which are there with the merchants. So this is what is currently is the state of DPI. But then there are certain prescriptions which are made in the Indian Express and Hindu articles. So first of all, they say that we must ensure that user is the center. In whatever app we are providing, DPI we are providing, user needs to be the center. For example, see, we are providing this IMPS facility, we are providing this QR UPI facility, but it should not be limited to only the urban people who are doing these transactions. We should also ensure that this is also available to the rural people who are not that digitally literate. So that is why now we have UPI 123 Pay. Basically, it ensures that UPI is not just available on smartphones. It is also available on the basic number pad phones, that is the feature phones. So without any internet connectivity also, you can ensure that UPI payment you can make. So this is user centric. That is, you are not improving just for the urban sake. You are also improving for the poor people living in the most remote corners in the rural areas. Similarly, inclusion, that you are including not just tech savvy but also the people who are not digitally that much literate. Similarly, you have to identify the underserved targets, that is, see, MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises. They provide so much employment to the country. And despite that, many of them still do not have sources of credit. They do not have enough working capital. They are not able to get loans. So that is why it is important that this data is used to provide this. Just we talked about that GST e-invoices. You can use these to establish the credit worthiness of these institutions so that they can also develop and the people, they can also improve their living standards. Next is, we must build engagement with the people. That is, it is important that yes, everyone is included, but then again, we must ensure that the people who are not able to have physical access to the bank branches. See, we cannot ensure that every habitation has its own bank branches because we are a big country. We can also not ensure that every person is visiting every day for their all financial transactions to these bank branches. What we can do is we can have an intermediary like banking correspondents, the business correspondents. They can go there, they can establish their identity through Aadhaar biometric, and then whatever service they need, they want money, they want loan, whatever they need, these rural people in remote corners, they can access these services through banking correspondents. And final prescription is that there should be a hybrid model. Hybrid means that yes, online, digital is necessary, is good for the growth and development of people. But some places we require, not everything requires digital solutions. Some places we require physical solutions also. For example, see, COVID happened. So students, they went out of schools. Now, when they went out of school, many of them have not even returned. Enrollment is not 100% from the people, from the students who were studying earlier. Why? Because the students, they have lost that touch. And we need to ensure that physical presence of these students in school is mandatory. Why? Because physical presence ensures their social skills development. We just don't need knowledge imparting. We also require that the students, they develop social skills. They can have confidence in talking to other people. That is very, very important. So this is the crux of the article, and this is what is required for UPSC for the DPI topic. So if you like this, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.